Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques. Jacques. What's up, folks? Hello to you. How's everybody doing in this April 20, 2021? What is good,
21. Whole new month. We're getting close to the draft.
Exactly.
Man, it feels good to be back. Hey, much obliged. Hey, fans, we here. We're here to bring you this great content. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be here. So, hey, much appreciate to y'all. Like I said, we here, y'all. Tighten up.
Tighten up. So, Jacques, as you know, man, with the Titans right now, a lot has happened over the last several weeks. A lot of questions out there as far as, the players that we picked up, the players that we let go. And we discussed that on our last show. You know what I mean? 2 weeks ago, we talked about that in full detail. And you and I both had stated, hey, we like what they're doing. We like what J-Rob is doing. We like the fact that at times in life, subtraction equals addition, okay? You might not see it now, but you see it later. So the one player we didn't talk about because the transaction hadn't happened at the time of the show was us picking up the LA Rams receiver, Josh Reynolds, right? Now, Jacques.
Yes, sir.
We gave up Corey Davis, right? Even Jonathan Smith, right? I mean, productive, very productive ball players. Some favorite players of fans.
Right.
This guy's 6'3", bro. Hey, so we let go of Corey Davis. Josh Reynolds is coming to town, 26 years old. What do you think, bro? Do you think that this will fill the hole, or do you feel like it's a sum of some other parts? I mean, what do you feel about Josh Reynolds, man?
He can compete. He can be here as a competitor. I actually like him. I like this pickup. It reminds me of Tajay Sharp, but a lot better, right? He was real productive when he was with the Rams. Had 52 receptions of 618 last year. I mean, you can't get no productive with that. He had good playoff stats as well, but he doesn't fill that void of that number 2 receiver. I will say that, but he brings that value of he can be a sneaky 3. He can be a sneaky 4th receiver. He wants to come in here and compete, and he's excited. And when John Robinson sees something in you, he sees some type of potential. His work ethic, he's excited to be with the team. That's one thing I do like about Josh Reynolds. He's excited to be with the team, and he has good height. Like you said, 6'3", 196, and he got good length on him. He's a very long kid. Hey, we got us a good little 4th receiver in here that can be productive on the sly, right? And can be real productive and sneaky. And that's what he probably fits our offensive scheme. Remember, people, we're not running. It's not going to be the same as Arthur Smith. It's going to still be similar, but it's not going to be the same. Also, on play action, his numbers are amazing on play action as well. I think it's I think he's like 500 something yards on the play action or whatever. I have to go back and read it, but I was reading something like that. So he fits our offensive scheme. And when you have somebody that can fit your scheme, it makes your team better and you can get more production out of that player. So I think that's where a lot of fans do not understand is a scheme fit. If you're not a scheme fit, you might look good on paper. You might be that player that everybody wants, but he might not fit the scheme. So for me, I like the pickup of Josh Reynolds. I think he can be productive. I think he will be productive. He'll fill that void of Adam Humphries. And, of course, we got holes in the draft, but we'll talk about that later. But how you feel about it, man?
Facts. No paper. Totally agree, brother. I mean, 100%. I like this pick as well. Matter of fact, I was shocked when I saw his stats. I was like, He's coming. He got, 52 catches in the regular season, 618 yards, right? I mean, that's not – anything you just do on a regular basis in the NFL, right? And he was around other receivers and he still made plays. You know what I'm saying? And so, when I look at, they had Robert Woods, they had Cooper Kupp, they had Van Jefferson. The Rams had receiver Van Jefferson from Nashville, by the way. They had a lot of receivers, but he was able to make plays, in the midst of this. And he's starting to get into his prime, 26 years old, 6'3". So the question about him and Corey Davis, is he Corey Davis? I don't think so either. I don't think it just completely says this void is filled, right?
Right.
But like you said, we will talk about the draft, and we'll talk about some extra money I think the Titans have as well that maybe can pick up a free agent as well, too. I just think that, you know, you can get a Corey Davis in other parts, right? And I think you kind of need that because Adam Humphries, you know, Adam Humphries did his thing too. It just so happened, you know, he just got hurt. But I'm fine with the pick, man. I like the pickup actually. And Josh Reynolds can prove himself. He does well in these 2 years. He might get a nice contract after. Yep. So good job, Tennessee.
Hey, good job. Good job. Like you said, hey, it's a void, but like you said, we got money to play with. So, so Hawk, that was a story that came out actually on yesterday. No, it's April Fool's Day, and we thought it was an April Fool's joke or whatever, and we didn't know how true this was, and evidently it's true. It's true. It's the single digits. Okay. So the NFL, I think it was, I'm gonna say it was Kansas City. Somebody proposed. It was the Chiefs. Kansas City. Okay. Yep. The Chiefs proposed players. I think it was the running backs, receivers, DBs, and linebackers using single digit numbers.
Yep. Tight ends too.
That? And tight ends. Excuse me. Yep. How do you feel about that?
So as a former ball player, you know, Jacques, I'm sure you can attest to this as well. Players want to wear single digit numbers.
Oh yes.
You have defensive tackles that want to wear single. There's D tackles that wear number 1, number 8 out there, right? Be 6'5", 300 wearing number 5. Okay.
That 5 stretched out.
Right. Exactly. Right. Or if they don't, you know, stretch the jersey, it looks like it's a little kid jersey he got on. The 5 is small, like in their jersey. So even when you look at my jersey, I got on that Steve McNair, the white, the customized, the new Titans jersey, right? With the Steve McNair on it, right? Everyone wants to wear a single digit number. Okay. It's, you know, it's something about that single digit number. Now, the number 2, we all know who made that number famous, at least as a running back, and that's Derrick Henry, right? You know, I still see people here in Nashville rocking the Alabama jersey, the number 2 Alabama jersey. I mean, and Derrick Henry, even his tag in Instagram is King Henry 2, right? So he wears 22. So you know he loves the number 2. And I'm sure if this happened and when he got drafted, he would have wore number 2 because that's what he wore as a rookie in the preseason. Yep. So I think initially, early, it would look weird. I ain't gonna lie to you. Man. Okay. It would look weird to see your best wide receiver wearing number 0, right? Or wearing number 7, okay, in the NFL. I think it would look kind of odd. Your tight end wearing number 3, okay? Yep. Your safety wearing number 4. Now, in college, it looks fresh. But in the pros, it's like, man, I'm an adult now. I wore 2 in college. Now I'm going to wear 82 in the pros, right? That's what you usually will see. They'll have their number in there somehow, some way. I think early it'll be weird. And I think some players might actually change their number. I guess it just depends on the licensing with the NFL with their jersey numbers. But I think probably within the next 2 to 3 years, once it starts, and probably 3 to 4 years, it'll just be normal, just like receivers wearing team numbers, because that wasn't the norm either. You know what I'm saying? I know Reggie Bush, when he got drafted, he wanted to wear 5 for the Saints, and it didn't happen. So players are going to want to do this. I think early it's going to look weird. Later, it'll be normal. So I think that'd be kind of interesting. How about you, bro?
It would be very interesting. Just to see that, like you said, it'll be a little weird off the jump, but I feel like the NFL is trying to go in a different direction. So I feel like they will adopt it and be like, hey, it hasn't been official yet. Right. Just a proposal saying, hey, we were proposing to do it. But do I think once we get used to seeing it, like, hey, like, for example, the rule change with the helmet to helmet, that was weird at first, but now we're used to it. Okay, we understand the rules. So it's like just an adjustment. But to see King Henry wear 2, I would have to get adjusted to that again because I'm so used to seeing him wear 22. And I'm like, okay, I have to this has to be a mind adjustment for me. So you have to kind of differentiate yourself from college and the NFL, right? It has to be something that's different. You can't just be the same because I mean at that point you're just transitioning from 2 to 2, right? But also players take that jersey number to heart and they sentiment. It almost gives them like powers. It's like a super cape or something that you put on and you become a whole new person when you have that single digit number. That's probably the number you want when sometimes you wore in high school, not all the time. Because I think Henry wore 2 in high school too, didn't he?
He did.
Okay, exactly. So I mean, when that happens, that's their high school number. It's probably your peewee number too. So everybody got to think about it too.
That's right.
I wore it in peewee. Hey, this is a sentiment. So it'll be an adjustment, but I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah. Even AJ Brown wore number 1 at Ole Miss, and he wears
Mhm.
11 in the pros, right? So
Exactly.
you see it all over. You see it all over the field, man. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So yeah, so it'd be interesting. So Matthias Farley,
All right.
free agent. From the New York Jets. We signed him a few days ago, right? What do you think about him, man?
Don't know too much about him. All I know is he has to come in, be a good special teamer, because I don't expect him to be a starter. He might get rotational time, but he has to Kalu, because I think we lost Kalu, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen his name on the roster, so probably so.
Okay, we lost the safety, so I know we lost Vaccaro, but that's just depth. We just getting there for depth, special team play. You know the Titans are real value. They love special teams, and special teams is the third phase of the game. So to me, he's a good special teams player. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with him. It's just a random pickup for depth and special teams. What about you?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I do remember him in college. He played at
Okay.
Notre Dame. He was a
Okay.
safety there, and I think I want to say he played for the Colts at one point in time.
He did.
Yes. So yeah. I remember seeing him, but I don't remember him, making any, extracurricular plays. I've just seen him on special teams, you know what I mean? Right. And so I don't know a lot about him either. But, with Morgan Cox, the long snapper from the Ravens that we picked up, and him, yep. I think the Titans are trying to shore up them special teams as well, too. Yep. You gotta have a special teams dog. And the way they signed him, he must be that type. They've done their research. I trust J-Rob. I trust the team. Pick him up. Let's go.
Everybody's played special teams. You play football. Everybody has played special teams at one point in time in your football career.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Definitely. So we know the video came out of the King. And I'm a workout geek. I love working out. He's on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
He has the bands. He's doing push-ups on the bands with his legs on the ball with a chain around his neck. Now, people, if you don't understand workouts, that's working your core. Okay. You have to have a strong core to do that. Your core has to be like Superman. So we seen that Ryan Tannehill decided to do it. Had the purse around his neck. He was trying. How do you feel about that, man? That was funny.
It was. I would say this, man. I actually like the fact that, it's being a team. You know what I mean? Ryan Tannehill is a team player. So is Derrick Henry. You can tell they have an ultimate respect for each other. And the Derrick Henry video has been shown all throughout on ESPN and everything. Like, dude he's a monster, bro. He's a running back, man. Yep. He's a monster. And so if you've not seen the video, check it out, man. He's on some, man, he's on some bands, literally doing push-ups midair, right? With chains on his neck. Mm-hmm. If I tried that, man, hey, I wouldn't even be able to, I would have fell straight through and y'all would have to take me to the hospital. Yep. And then Ryan Tannehill was like, let me try this out, man. We're a team, man. We're gonna do this thing. And so you can tell if your quarterback and running back relationship is great, man. It's even your receiver, but definitely that, man. Hey, that's great. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I got your back, bro. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? And given the fact that we've lost so many players on offense, that trust between them two and AJ Brown is going to be huge for us in the offseason when we do bring newer players. So I'm fine. Hey, do your thing, Derrick Henry. You keep working out, bro. Ryan Tannehill, you do your thing, bro. So yeah, what about you, Jacques? Yeah,
Derrick Henry's gonna start a trend. I guarantee you, everybody else gonna start trying to do it, even on the team. I guarantee you. Watch what I say. But like you said, it's the team dynamic in the way that when players leave Tennessee, how they feel, and how they feel kind of heartbroken, and then when they come back, or if they ever come back, which we know it never happens, but it's that dynamic of your quarterback and your running back had a relationship, right? Yeah. And it's all in fun, and you can tell Tannehill loves it here. He's having fun, and Derrick Henry is a beast, and he takes care of his body very well. So it just shows me that he's not satisfied. Literally, never satisfied. Right? Yep. He's never satisfied. So what happens is he wants a Super Bowl. So after the season was done, he's not on vacation. He's not out here partying. What is Derrick Henry doing? In the weight room on his purpose, getting ready for the season. I want a Super Bowl. So I love it, man. I love it.
Man. Yeah. So, Jacques, we spoke about Josh Reynolds.
Okay.
We spoke about the losses that we've had in free agency and a few players we have added, especially on defense, that has changed our entire team, right? It's like me growing a wig right now, right? Like a complete difference, right?
Right.
So the draft is coming soon at some point, and, we definitely will do a pre-draft show. No question about it. Cannot wait to do it.
Oh, yes.
We'll give you a little nugget, I guess, here. You know what I'm saying? So, Josh, so what do you think right now as far as the Titans in our roster, as far as holes? Like, as of today, April 3rd, what do you feel like, where are we right now? What's some things we need to look at in the draft?
So, of course, we know we need a receiver. We need a receiver like today, like, right? We don't have core. I mean, literally, we go into the season today. We have Josh Reynold, AJ Brown, I think Nick Westbrook and Batson. I mean, you can't go into the season with that particular
facts, no paper.
You can't do that. So, I mean, you got receivers, Boatman, he's out there. He will be available. You got Elijah Moore, who I'm raving about. And I've told you this, and I mentioned this on the show, the last show we did. Watch out for Elijah Moore. He's almost that slippery receiver that can get in and out of his breaks, and he's real quick and fast. We need a tight end. I mean, I know we've re-signed Ferkser, but we still need tight end depth. So we're going to have to pick up a tight end. You're going to need some depth on the offensive line, right? We lost our right tackle, Kelly. We know we're going to have to pick something up there. On defense, I would like to get another, just a depth player on the defensive line, just for depth. Just, you don't ever know. You don't know when Bud Dupree's going to be back. He says he's going to be back, but we just got to keep that in mind and stay cautious. I would like to pick up another linebacker too, but corner and safety, it's a must. Okay, you got J.C. Horn, you have Ashanti Samuel Jr.'s. They will be available at 22 as well. So if you want to pull the trigger there, and also this might sound crazy, even though we got Hooker, Byard is getting a little older in the tooth. You need to replace Byard soon. I personally would like Richie Grant. And if you haven't seen Richie Grant play for UCF, hey, he's a sideline player. He's not getting that much buzz. He's on the low. I can see the Patriots picking him up because Patrick Chung just retired. But for me, we have holes. What about you, Hawk?
Yeah, we have holes. We've plugged a lot of holes, but we have opened a lot of holes. Okay.
Right. And a lot of holes.
Wide receiver definitely. If the draft started today in the draft show, we did the draft show, I would say we need a wide receiver. I'm gonna tell you, man, we might need a few receivers.
Yes.
And we definitely need DBs as well. We need corners more than anything on the defensive side of the ball. I do like what you're saying about tight end. I do. I think that could be, maybe early, maybe third round, maybe.
We got 2 third rounders.
Yeah, I know, exactly. So take advantage of that, right? But as far as wide receivers, pick at 22, receivers like, Devontae Smith will be gone. Jamar Chase is gone. You know what I'm saying? So there might be some opportunities I even think Jalen Waddle might be gone too from Alabama, right? Yeah, Smith and Waddle will be gone. I think that. But, the Titans just left Minnesota yesterday, and they to go see Rashad Bateman, okay? And I've been high on Bateman since last season, okay? Watching him play. He's not as strong as AJ Brown, but they're kind of that type of receiver. You know what I mean? He's strong. He run in the middle, get hit like it don't even phase him. Speaking of single digits, he wears number 0. How weird is that, right? I think it's kind of fresh, actually, especially if you're a D tackle oriented. That's crazy. But I think Rashad Bateman, he might be available at that spot. I don't know what he ran in the 40. As you know, the NFL looks at the 40 even more than what you do on the field. I know that's crazy, right? It's not right, but that's what it is. Just like Kyle Pitts, the tight end. I said if he runs a 4.4, he's going to be in the top 5, and he will be a top 5 pick. Not just because he's a tight end, because he's a tight end that runs a 4.4. Okay? So I think players like Rashad Bateman, I think he could be available. And, even speaking of Pitts, you got Kadarius Toney out there too from Florida, right? He's a heck of a receiver, okay? There will be a wide receiver available. LSU even has another receiver.
They do. He's pretty good. I know exactly. He's opposite of Chase.
Yes, he is. He will be available. He will definitely be available. So I think right now, unless, I like Elijah Moore too. And AJ Brown has really been pushing the Titans to draft him, right? Draft this guy, right? So I think that holds some weight. Terrence Marshall is his name, by the way, from LSU.
Yes, Terrence Marshall. Yep.
There will be a receiver available, folks. Okay. Now I said us for us to draft one last year. I said to draft Justin Jefferson.
You did. Facts, no paper.
I did. And now people could say, well, he wasn't available. And he could have traded up 2 spots because he was picked
Mhm.
just 2 spots before. But I wanted us to get a receiver. We picked Isaiah Wilson. Okay. Do I need to say anything else? Okay.
The
Now,
biggest draft bust ever.
So wide receiver, man, on the cusp, wide receiver, first round. That's what we need. Period. No other position for me in the first round, bro. Wide receiver, solid, sold.
We'll go in detail. Just
Yes,
hold
we
on,
will.
people. We'll
Yes,
go in
we
detail.
will. Yes,
We'll have matter of fact, we ain't gonna get them nuggets out yet, but we'll go in detail.
Yep. So, well, folks, that ends the show, ladies and gentlemen. As always, thank you for tuning in, having a ball this morning. Me and my boy Jacques, you know how we do. You know, as well as always, you can always check us out on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly.
Yep.
As well on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7, and even on email at Tennessee Titans Weekly at gmail.com.
Also, people, I tell you this every video. Share the video, like the video first. It puts us in the YouTube algorithm, so that way we can bring you more content, and it's out there so you can find easily. Okay. Also, share the video. You might be Titans fans out there that don't know about us, right? Hey, come check us out. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your auntie, your uncle, your dog, your cat. Tell everybody, right? And like always, man, tighten up.
Absolutely. So to you and yours, facts.
No paper.
You know it.